first question. Who is your favorite wrestler of all time?
Oh, he's right now. He's sitting beside you.
Good answer, Gabby.
What do you think I'm gonna say? Or he's at home. I mean, on the screen, he's beside you. But it's good to see you, Adam. And Nick, it's great to see you as well. So, sorry I didn't get on right on time, only because I'm in Banff, Alberta right here. So, I mean, there's things that I was doing that I couldn't make.
I would have said no.
Right
I
on the right time.
Looking at the mountains.
Hey, I was golfing yesterday in the mountains, and boy, sometimes if you aren't around mountains, they are so beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't believe how gorgeous it was. And I'm not one of these guys that are like Mr. Scenery type thing. I'm like Chevy Chase in Vacation. You see the Grand Canyon for 5 seconds and it's I'm out of here. But this was pretty cool.
Well, this is pretty cool to get us three together in a conversation. You've had some time, Gabby, to decompress after whatever the hell that was for the Leafs in Game 7. How are you feeling about your favorite team right now?
Well, I mean, it's funny because everybody thought, I think, that if they could have gotten by Florida, that they're going to be in the Stanley Cup final, and Florida's making it look like, damn, but I mean, like I had so many texts, like I'm sure you guys had. I was okay. Now let's blow this thing up. Let's get it. I mean, we're all Leaf fans here. We want them to win. And here's what I think is that they got great players, but maybe they just need to have a different combination of players. Like, I mean, if Mitch Marner goes and say you got Sam Bennett, it's a different style of player. He's not going to score the goals, but maybe in these crunch times, these are things that would be better suited. Like, I mean, I've seen a lot of teams in my day that have got great players. Buffalo's one. Like, I mean, they've always seem to have good players, and they do really good when they go somewhere else. But I mean, together as a combination of a team, it just doesn't click as well as you would like it to in these times when you need it to click, like in the playoffs. The regular season is one thing, but as we know, the playoffs are a totally different thing, totally different game.
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And, with Marner being, possibly walking away, like you look at, well, would you have tried to trade him? But he's got a no trade clause. But imagine like a Marner for a Tage Thompson or something.
Yeah. You know what? And once you ask him hey, would you let us move you? Would you lift your no trade? Yeah. I mean, that's a big whammy there to the player, like you pretty well know that they're willing to move on from you. So it means something. That's why I'm pretty sure, even if he's from Toronto and his wife's from Toronto, that he's going to be looking for greener pastures. And if money's the object, and it shouldn't be, because he's made so much and he's going to make a lot more, is that he's going to go pick a new team. And listen, you went from the WWE to the AEW. It's going somewhere else is not a terrible thing. It's a new adventure. And that's how you look at it, rather than, oh man, I wish I was back home again. Then I think he's going to be fine. I've moved on from team to team. And every time we move, my wife says, okay, let's start a new adventure. It's a new beginning again. Sure. And I think that's how he's going to be. And he's going to go somewhere, and he's going to get $14 million and for 7 years, or if they trade before July 1st, to get an asset. If Toronto gets an asset, it'll be, 8 years at that kind of money. I mean, I think he's but it's going to open it up for Toronto to get somebody else of a different kind of player, but a really good player at the same time.
I've always dreamt of Tom Wilson on the Leafs.
Oh, Jesus, would that be good? I mean, I do the eyes. Well, you talk about eyes, you know about the eye look. I mean, I get it, but Tom Wilson, I do the Caps games of pre and post game for most of the season, And this guy on the Leafs would be unbelievable.
An
It'd be
animal.
unbelievable.
Oh, it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
back to Marner, what I think it is, if I'm looking at it objectively as an outsider, which I am, I try to put myself in the position, right? I think more than anything, if he goes, it's for a little more peace. I truly do. You got a brand new kid. Do you really want all of that happening while you're? And I think we talk about, Morgan having a tough year, had a baby this year. People forget those things. Real life is still happening for these guys. They're human beings with big changes and sleepless nights. And you get paid, but you're still a human being. You still have to function in the world and all of the things that happen to everybody else. Just because you make money doesn't mean it doesn't happen. So I could see if he goes, that being the reason. Like, okay, now when you read threatening things or burning jerseys, like what kind of an asshat do you have to be that you burn a jersey? Like, dude, you think you make that much of a difference that you burning a jersey means something? No, it just means you're an asshole and an idiot.
Yeah. People just get. Yeah.
But I digress.
Go ahead, Gabby. Yeah.
No, I was going to say I totally agree with you. One of the things is, when you're talking about that, and he's got a new baby, so he doesn't have to worry about school yet. But I mean, I know when I got fired my first time in Washington, I said, George, don't put it out for an hour or so. Let me at least tell my kids before everybody else knows. So I mean so they can adjust with it when they're going to school today. And that's a big thing. Like, I mean, like you said, people don't realize how big thing it is. Or if your wife is walking in the supermarket that day, and people giving you crap, like you don't need that. And sometimes, and in Toronto, you're under the biggest microscope in all of hockey. I don't know, can't say sports, but all of hockey for sure, that you're under the microscope in Toronto, and everybody knows who you are all the time.
Yeah,
Gabby.
Sure.
No worries. I was just going to ask you what your interpretation is of like the new role for Craig Berube. Have you had sort of a role like that? Like they're saying he's going to have an extended role now with tree living. Like, what do you think that would entail?
Oh man, that is the greatest thing for a coach ever, to have a say in your personnel. Are you kidding me? It gets you a little excited, like as a coach, because nobody gives the coach that kind of thing. And when you have a relationship that's good with the general manager or the boss, that is the greatest thrill. Like, I mean, I remember like in Minnesota, I went through 3 GMs. So I don't know GM number 2 and number 3, and they didn't hire me. So, it's always, they've got their own guys that they're looking at and everything else. But so it's always a tough relationship. So but in this situation, if you're Craig Berube, you know that is the golden ticket, if you ask me, is to have not only an added role, but to have a little bit of say in the personnel that you think you're going to need to win the game. At the same time, you got to have the confidence, right? I mean, hey, if I'm going to do this, I better be right as well. But that you want that responsibility.
Well, I feel like he earned that this year too. The team did change, and they did become more of a playoff team, and they were harder to play against, and they did take the division. It was a different team. I feel like he earned it, but also that to me, and again, as more of an outsider, that feels like it should be the case in every case, to give the coach,
you would think,
more of a say in the personnel that he has to coach.
Yeah, you're right.
What?
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
No, I was just going to piggyback off that. Those are 2 really good points. So, Gabby, like if you're Craig Berube, what's on your wish list? Like, is it a Sam Bennett? Is it a certain type of player? Like, what would you tell Brad Treliving?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, the one thing I do know is that coaches know that your team better than anybody else. They know, they're there with them every day, and he knows. Like, I mean, whether it's whomever, I'll use Morgan Riley. Maybe he says, you know what, we could move on from him. He's not really my cup of tea type thing. And then he would know, and he would be able to give those words to Brad. Now, again, I've been in situations where GMs will listen to me, but they don't necessarily do what I'm asking. All I can, they'll come up and say, "Hey, what do you need?" And I'd say, "I think I need a second line center if we want to be successful." And he'll either uh, agree and then go out and try to get him, or they say, "Yeah, I think he's wrong. I signed that guy. That's the second line center. I really like him. I don't want to move on from him. So I'm going to try something else." But Chuck Fletcher always told me, he says, "I have to be in agreement with you, because if I go out and trade for a player and you don't like him, you're not going to play him, and we both look bad." So I mean, I think that's what the great thing about Berube and Trey Living is, being together and working together rather than having two separate entities working apart to try to get to the same result, if that makes any sense at all.
It also seems like two guys with similar mindsets, just
Yeah.
in what they brought in this season with Tanev and OEL and Morantz and a lot of guys they brought in were really key. So if you had your druthers, Bruce, let's say you're GM or your coach of the Leafs, what realistic pieces do you see that they could add if Marner does walk out the door?
Well, I mean, I think Bennett is, to me, the tops of the list. That kind of player. I mean, look at, they can move Nylander up with Matthews and really not hurt anything. They could even put Bennett, who's a center. They could sign Tavares and make him the third line center and Bennett the second, or vice versa. I think it would be really good. I think they've got enough offense. I think Matthew Nyes is going to get 40 goals next year. I think he's a superstar in the making. I mean, they got they got young players. The guy from London, I forget his name right now. It just
Easton
slipped my
Cowan.
mind. Easton Cowan, but he's an up and coming star. But what I think the Leafs need is, they were the lowest scoring team offensively from the blue line last year. And I think they need like another right-handed defenseman that is that can score, that can put up points. Because obviously, one of the reasons I think Morgan Riley didn't have a good year is because he wasn't used on the power play, which was one of his places where he got all his points. But I think the Leafs only scored like 21 goals or something from the defense. They need to get a little more aggressive offensively from that standpoint, I think. And then that would be a need that they have. I think their goaltending is fine. I think their forward depth this year, their third and fourth line had a little, Domi came on in the end. If he can continue to do that, then he's a valuable asset. So, I mean, I think if their forwards are good, they're going to have to replace, obviously, Marner if he goes. I mean, Tavares, he's not 100% that he's going to sign, or they're going to re-sign him. So they have a little bit of work to do, but I think the base of the Toronto Maple Leafs is really good. And the way that Craig plays, you can fit different people into that, and they'll still be really good.
What do you think of Aaron Ekblad?
I mean, obviously, he's another first overall big, strong defenseman. He's a free agent too. He would look good in the listen. The bigger, the stronger defense you get, the better it is for me. The better it is. Like, I know Craig loves to play that way. I mean, he told me this last summer, and I think I told you, Nick, but Adam, we had a good conversation, but I was in a bar. So well, no, it was at a golf course. I got to tell you this story. I was at a golf course. I got a hole in one that day, first time ever. Okay. Yeah. And Craig was in the bar, but as the conversation, I was being very nice. After a while, by about the third hour, I'm going to tell you how to beat the Leafs, how the Leafs should play. But he told me, and I remembered, he says, we're not going to score as much maybe this year, but we're going to be better prepared for the playoffs. We're going to play a more defensive game. We're going to play, everybody's going to be coming back. We're not going to be floating up. And I remember him saying that so well, and it was so true to form, or true to his word. That's exactly how they played. Now, I think you can just put guys into that. It's not a new team anymore. It's Craig's team, and I think they'll be really good again next year.
Yeah. Do you think they take a step back, or do you think they add the ingredients that can cause them to even take another step forward?
I think they're
walks.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I really believe that as good a player as Marner is, the Leafs are never going to get outpaid. So I mean, they're gonna find somebody to fit that bill, and the rest of the group is pretty solid. So I'm pretty comfortable with them fighting for the Stanley Cup again next year.
I think they'll be fine. And Gabby, you know this. I would love for you to run the Maple Leafs power play one day. That's all I'm gonna say. 2 for fucking 20. That's it. We're out of time today, Gabby. Great job. Thank you so much for doing this, bud.
And thank you, and great talking to you again, Adam.
Yeah,
And
good to see you, Bruce.
hopefully we'll see each other down the road a little bit. So
Yes, sir.
I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.
Okay, bud.
See ya.
Bye. Make sure to check out more of our content right here on the Leafs Nation YouTube page. We got long form interviews, we got clips, we got epic rants by Jay Roseau. We simply have it all. And don't forget, you can find out much more at theleafsnation.com. Thanks so much for watching.